Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Dana Villa from Chicago. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. A German-Israeli woman abducted by Hamas terrorists and shown comatose on the back of a truck in a video footage of the October 7 attack was found decapitated. Israeli authorities announced in a post on X on Monday, October 30th, that they had found and identified the body of 23-year-old German-Israeli Shani Louk. She was among the thousands of people present at the Israeli Tribe of Nova Music Festival when Hamas terrorists stormed the venue, killing hundreds of people and kidnapping others. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said the news of Louk's death was terrible and Israel is entitled to self-defense since these constitute acts of terrorism. Meanwhile, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan disclosed that Hamas is preventing hundreds of Americans from leaving Gaza. He said 500 to 600 U.S. passport holders are stuck in Gaza attempting to escape. The Vatican Secretary for Relations with States has discussed the need to prevent the escalation of violence in the Middle East over the phone with Iran's Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian. Archbishop Paul Richard Gallagher held talks with his Iranian counterpart on Monday, October 30. A two-state solution is imperative to prevent the conflict from getting worse and to establish a stable and long-lasting peace in the Middle East, Archbishop Gallagher reiterated. He also expressed the Holy See's concern about what is happening in Israel and Palestine. Meanwhile, Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa, consecrated the Holy Land to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. The Cardinal prayed that international leaders be guided by the Blessed Mother to make decisions based on justice and truth to further the common good. Elsewhere, Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati visited Qatar on Sunday, October 29, to discuss ways to keep Lebanon out of the war between Israel and Hamas. Vatican Secretary of State Cardinal Pietro Parolin reiterated the Holy See's commitment to lessening the suffering of the Ukrainian people who have been fighting Russian occupation for the past 18 months. The Holy See is endorsing the, quote, plan for peace, end quote, proposed by the Ukrainian president, particularly concerning humanitarian matters. It also restates its resolve to keep working towards easing the suffering of the Ukrainian people and bringing prisoners and children home to their country. Cardinal Parolin specifically stated that he supports the 10-point plan for peace put forth by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, particularly about humanitarian concerns. He also promised to continue efforts to repatriate prisoners and children to Ukraine. The Secretary of State declared that the Holy See encourages all initiatives aimed at seeking a just and stable peace in Ukraine and restated the Holy See's call for observance of international law, particularly about territorial integrity. Here in the U.S., the Department of Homeland Security and the Justice Department are working with campus law enforcement to combat the rise in the number of anti-Semitic incidents and threats against Jewish students in schools and universities. Jewish communities are facing threats in the wake of the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. This is part of the administration's effort to tackle such incidents. Fox News has quoted a White House official as saying that Homeland Security and the Department of Justice are disseminating public safety information to campus law enforcement. They are also hosting multiple calls with those officials to addressing the rising threats. Meanwhile, some Jewish students at Georgetown Law School said they are facing anti-Israel rhetoric from classmates and from outside groups promoted on campus. They fear that the hate rhetoric is globally orchestrated and is aimed at inciting violence on campus. The Catholic Church across the United States will observe its annual week-long celebration of vocations to the priesthood, diaconate, and consecrated life from November 5th through the 11th. With the commemoration of the National Vocation Awareness Week, schools and colleges will attempt to help young people prayerfully discern God's call in their lives. The local parish communities, dioceses, schools, and Catholic organizations host events and offer various resources to promote vocations and assist persons considering a vocation to ordained or consecrated life. The chairman of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops Committee on Clergy, Consecrated Life and Vocations, Bishop Earl Boyea of Lansing, is encouraging dioceses to use this period to foster vocations in their local faith communities. A joint letter has been issued by the United Nations human rights experts addressed to the Nigerian government. The letter reads that the country's blasphemy laws infringe on international human rights standards. 5 special rapporteurs have signed the letter, and it is focused on the May 2022 mob lynching of a young Nigerian Christian girl, Deborah Emmanuel Yakubu, and the imprisonment of another woman, Rhoda Jetau. Both Christian women were accused of blasphemy, according to the letter. It says blasphemy laws have been shown to violate freedom of religion and belief and fuel stereotyping, stigmatization, and incitement to violence. Meanwhile, Governor Babagana Zulum of the state of Borno has expressed fear that jihadist groups may continue tormenting the country if proper measures are not taken to stop the recruitment of children. A record 6.9 million people are internally displaced in the Democratic Republic of Congo due to the conflict and escalating violence in the eastern part of the country. The report released on Monday, October 30, by the International Organization for Migration reveals one of the worst humanitarian crises in the history has been exacerbated by years of rebel conflict and frequent natural disasters. Based on data gathered by the UN, the majority of people who are compelled to leave their homes reside in the eastern provinces of North Kivu, South Kivu, Ituri, and Tanganyika. As a result of the ongoing violence with Tutsi-led rebel organization M23, up to 1 million people have been displaced in North Kivu alone. Numerous pro-life advocates and groups here in the United States voiced their support for crisis pregnancy centers after 16 Democratic attorneys general claimed that these centers are spreading misinformation and harm. The attorneys general, through an open letter earlier this month, supported online platform Yelp's decision to include consumer alerts on their listings for pro-life pregnancy clinics. The letter was sent by California Attorney General Rob Bonta and signed by 15 other attorneys general. It states that Yelp has backed its conflict with Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Paxton filed a lawsuit against the business last month for posting misleading alerts on their website regarding crisis pregnancy centers. The letter accuses these institutions of having a small number of licensed medical staff and using deceptive tactics to lure pregnant women seeking reproductive health care, including abortion. The San Francisco Police Officers Association said on X on Sunday that there was an assault at Saints Peter and Paul Church in North Beach. The police investigation revealed the possible use of a pipe bomb in the attack. The SPFOA said responding officers encountered the suspect with an improvised device and was subsequently apprehended in another county. City Supervisor Aaron Peskin told the San Francisco Standard that the police reported that the man set off a pipe bomb during the pursuit before igniting a Molotov cocktail. Peskin said there are no serious injuries in the assault. The association also posted a photograph of the explosive on X, which is said to have ignited on the sidewalk. A recent statement by Archbishop Ignatius Ayaw Kegama of Nigeria's Abuja said that Africans see Western Catholicism as a church in decline, whereas Christianity is growing in Africa. He said the growth in the continent was due to a strong conviction in the Bible and a dedication to the sustaining ancient moral principles. Though he acknowledged that some Western liberals would see the African perspective on biblical authority, sex, marriage, and sin as primitive and superstitious, he contended that such views have great sway in African communities. The 65-year-old Archbishop said that Christianity is shifting its focus to Africa. After the announcement of the newly released figures by the Vatican citing the Church's development in Africa, the Archbishop also recently participated in the Synod of Bishops on Synodality and talked about the contrast. Fides News Agency released its two-year projection for 2020 and 2021 last week, coinciding with World Mission Sunday. Still in Nigeria, the Catholic Diocese of Wukari has confirmed the safe release of a Catholic priest who was abducted from his rectory on Sunday, October 29. The communications director of the diocese said that Father Thaddeus Tarhembe regained freedom on Monday night. In a statement, Father John Leike said abductors released the priest in the late hours of Monday after he was taken early on Sunday, October 29. On behalf of the priests, religious, and the laity, Bishop Mark Nzukwin thanked everyone for their prayers and solidarity following the abduction of the priest. The Australian Capital Territory is the newest territory in the country to legalize assisted suicide after the federal parliament gave its approval. The law will apply to those over the age of 18 who have a terminal disease, have lived in the Australian Capital Territory for the last year, or have shown links to the area. The procedure also requires the patient's will and decision-making abilities. The first of several phases in the process is an evaluation by a pair of medical specialists who have no stake in the patient's death, yet are legally allowed to make that decision. This comes amid staunch opposition from pro-life groups and the Catholic Church. To celebrate this year's Christmas, the Vatican will recreate the first ever live manger, which was created by Saint Francis of Assisi in Italy in the 1200s. Every year on December 9th, a ceremony is held at St. Peter's Square to reveal the Vatican's new nativity scene. On the very same occasion, the Christmas tree will be lit for the first time this year. Christmas decorations, including the tree and nativity scene, will remain until the Feast of the Epiphany on January 6, 2024, marking the baptism of the Lord. The first nativity scene was set up by St. Francis of Assisi in the hilly village of Grezio, some 50 miles north of Rome in 1223. This year marks the 800th anniversary of that poignant event. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.